Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. And Friday. Today is my art therapy today. Now, let me address that I am not I'm not a therapist. And if you need help with your mental care, link down below. You can contact one of them. You can contact NAMI to see if you can find a mental health professional. I'm not a mental health professional, but today I am going to do my own therapy by actually painting this glass. Now, when you do one of these art therapies, it'll relax you, it'll stimulate you, and you would be, you know what, let me get a hoodie on. And let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, it'll relax you, it'll stimulate you, and this always work. Now I started painting a vase, and usually I would use a black marker for this. I have several creations that I made. So let's get busy now. Okay, now we're going to use yellow. Oops. Yellow. Green. Blue. Oh, and also I'm going to use red. Now, I only have like 6 of the colors. Now, I couldn't get the whole different colors that came in a certain amount. Now, if you want to go to Michael's and pick up these colors, you can. Or else you have to go online to actually order it. So let's get started with all of this. Oops. Okay. Unbelievable, isn't it? A lot came out of my red. So I'm going to use the red first. Okay. All right. Now today, I am going to go live again today, later on tonight at 7 o'clock. I have to redo my Scientology and censorship because for some reason it just got messed up. But this time it's going to be better. I'm going to also have clips, a 30-second clip. And I am going to use examples of what Scientology says and then does. But for now, we're going to go with my art therapy. So let's get started. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the most greatest thing a person can ever do. So and some of them do art therapy. not just go for regular therapy, but I highly recommend art therapy as well. It'll just relax you and stimulate you. I did this a few times where I'm getting my treatments. So, and I continued on to do this. I've been an artist for years, both in painting and acting. And it's a lot of fun, but at the same time, there's no guarantees in that industry. Usually you have to go on to plan B. I wish I've done that. I actually went back to school 2003, and I wanted to further that career and wanted to go on to another college so I can get my teaching degree. But this time it didn't happen. I just decided never to retire. That's where I'm at. Okay. And right now I can't do it because of the money, but at the same time, I will go back, maybe possibly later on in life. I can't tell you where in the future. So there we go. So yeah, that's a decision I made in my life, is never to hire. So because for starters, I can't afford it, and I don't want to be cooped up in a house all day long. So I just decided to do something about it, and I really want to be an instructor, so I can't do it right now. Okay. And I was able to actually express myself through this in each and every piece I did. And in acting, you get your aggressions out. But however, I should have went on to plan B, but at the same time, I liked it too much. So, and remember, always come up with a plan B in case plan A doesn't work. Okay, so here we are, painted in my red. And okay. And I told you about last week's protest in Clearwater. And it was a party, but at the same time, there was this woman with this personal problem. She was acting all crazy. And one of the protesters did talk to her, and I think it might have been her own personal thing. When she explained it, did I understand it? Not really, because I've forgotten most of the things that I think it was either Erica or Farrah Cheryl. Anyhow, it's okay. All right. And what else is going on the block? All right. Let me see here. Yep, they even had a public works meeting on, I think it was yesterday. And of course, as you know, it looks like Public Works is behind Scientology's pocket. So they kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And not only Audit LA's there, but Laura FM was there. So, okay. So, what else is going on? All right. And yeah, it looks like they're going to have to keep going to those meetings because, yeah, for some reason, they're just going along with whatever Scientology is saying and doing. So, and yeah, it's unbelievable. And of course, Laura grew up in Scientology and she's an artist, she's a singer. She really, really knew how to express herself through her music. I suggest everybody buy her albums and all her materials. It is just so great. She's unbelievable. And of course, she found a way to express herself through her music. Are they censoring her? You know what? I don't know. Hopefully not. But you can never tell with Scientology. We all got taken in for years and years. And all of a sudden, internet pops up. And guess what? The floodgates open and each and every truth came out about that whole entire cult. So, yeah, it is unbelievable. Fool me once, shame on you. Fooling me twice, shame on me. They're not going to fool me the third time. No way. There isn't. So we're going to have to, we're going to have to stand up to these people and say, you know what? No way. Not this time. So start telling the truth. Tom Cruise and John Travolta. Only, you know what? John Travolta is a great person, but unfortunately, he is doing something wrong in giving Scientology a plane to go kidnap another person is wrong. But otherwise, he is a good person. But even the best person can do something wrong. My theater professor said he's a nice guy. I believe it. So I'm going to go along with what my theater professor says. But at the same time, we all do something wrong. His is being in Scientology and lending somebody their plane to go kidnap somebody. So that's somewhere in one of the clips in the online. I just can't remember which one. Yeah, but otherwise he is a great person. Like I said, my theater professor said good things about him. Now I think he's being blackmailed into state. Do I have any sufficient evidence? Not really. But however, Mona Fat-Rami had a file on him, and it looks like they were holding it over his head because, yeah, he's either gay or bisexual, but I bet you they're using that against him. So there's no way of telling because he doesn't want to say anything about what's going on. So I'm going to believe what my theater professor is telling me. You know what? We all do something wrong in life. We're not perfect. So that's it. So yeah, and it's unbelievable. So, and Tom Cruise, no, he's worse off. He's way into his brainwashing. So I don't think anyone can save him. And because of David Miscavige, he lost a whole decade of his life with his daughter from Katie Holmes. So he's gone. He's practically gone. Is he paying for it? Yes. But is he seeing her? No. And in my book, that's child abandonment. It doesn't matter whether he's paying her or not. If you're not seeing your child, that's called child abandonment. And every person in the world wants to sit in his shoes and become a parent, but can't. Either they were preoccupied or just didn't have any, but should because of, but you know what? He abused it. He missed her 18th birthday, her graduation, and her stepping into college. And it's all due because of Scientology. He's not getting anything out of it. He thinks he is, but you know what? That's his problem. But you know what? Everybody is who don't have kids are wishing they're sitting in his spot right now. And he's just abusing it. And I can't believe that he submitted his son, who happens to be an African American, to something like that. That group is racist, and he practically submitted himself to that. They are a hate group. And he took custody of both Isabella and Connor. It looks that way, from Nicole Kidman. But since then, she's married to, I think, Keith Urban. He's also Australian, and they have 2 kids together. And she looks like she's much happier now. Now, I don't know her personally, and I don't know Keith Urban personally, but I can't imagine what she's feeling because I'm not a mother, although I wish I was. But you know what? A lot of those parents in Scientology abused their right to having a kid. They abuse their kids by having them in Scientology. It is just so unbelievable what people do in this world. Okay. Now, I'm going to be here for an hour. And then not only that, I'll be back at 7 tonight. And that'll be after dinner. And I think it's going to be a great one. Because I definitely will have clips this time around. So it is going to be better than my last one, even though I'm redoing it. So, and that's Scientology censorship. I had to delete it because somehow it got messed up and I erased the first time. And so I have to do it again. But this time I will have clips. So keep your eye out. And what else is going on? All right, let's see. I think I'll do the blue. All right, this is just so relaxing. So I'm going to do this every Friday. Friday art therapy day. So I highly recommend. Hold on. Yeah, that was my phone, believe it or not. Now, yeah, it's so strange because now I don't know if it's me. It could be me. And I was told an Android's not that great of phones, so I believe it. It could be several things. It could be me, and I can't barely use my phone unless it's an incoming call. And am I gonna get a new? Would I get a new phone? You know what? I hope not, because it's gonna cost me money. So it is unbelievable. So, so I'm gonna take the responsibility and and just maybe get a new phone. I don't know, but my brother today gave me a password. It looks like that it didn't work, so I have to wait 24 hours. But there's this guy at Verizon told me wait 60 days. Now I'm not sure if I want to wait that long, but we'll see. So yeah, I can be anything. It could also be Scientology too, but it can be almost anything, not just them. Because so far they hacked into my computer, deleted all my files that had anything to do with them, but everything else stayed in its proper place. So it was them. Okay, what else is going on? Yeah, they just think they can take over. Yeah. They treat people like they don't exist. They've taken over the whole town. They're censoring all the protesters. And now, yeah, it's unbelievable. So, and is my brother a good dad? Oh yes, he is so loving to his kids, even though he has his ugly side, but he did his best. He did it. All three kids went to college. They all graduated. His oldest one is 28. His youngest one is 24. So I never had any kids, and of course I regretted it ever since. So excuse me again. I wish I could put it on mute, but I can't. It says John Gomez, but I don't know anybody named John Gomez. So that should do it. So I'm just keeping it on and answering it only if it's a member of my family. So that did it. All right. Okay. All righty. Okay. I mean, yeah, it could be almost anything. Is Scientology going to use it against me? Possibly. But at the same time, okay. Now I'm coming up with another project. I had a new idea. So I'll bring this back to Aaron. I did volunteer for the SPTV Foundation. And yeah, I sent up a flare from here in Ohio. Yeah, isn't that a hoot? Okay, and I looked into other programs, but as you can tell, I can't get into my phone. I have to use my computer. So, unbelievable. Okay. So now, okay. Now, I'm going to do this until I'm finished with it. I know you probably get bored with the same piece, but I'm going to do it until I'm finished with it. So, okay. Do I like John Travolta? Yes. Do I approve of his lifestyle through Scientology? No. And I know possibly the smart ones like you guys don't, but he's generally a nice guy, but at the same time, he's not doing good by being in Scientology. He's not getting anything out of it because guess what? Danny Masterson raped 3 women and now is sitting in prison. That's when the truth came out that Scientology is a cult. Yeah. And they protect criminals, which is not good. It's a narcissistic organization. So it's unbelievable. Have I been fair game? It looks like it. Had they came to my doorstep? No, haven't seen it. Although I would care if they come to my doorstep. But however, the material object like the computer I'm sitting in front of talking to you, it's just a material object. It cannot replace a life. So, okay. And I think I'll get off at 5:30. Right. Yeah, I was supposed to be at my appointment, but because I'm having problems with my phone, I have to go in for a personal visit. So, what appointment is it? I'd rather not say. So, and I needed that appointment, plain and simple. I should have just done my appointment in person. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. All right. And what else is cooking? Am I proud of my family? Yes, I am, even though we had our share of problems and how my family first started and how my father ended up coming in this country and how he lived his childhood. And did I love him? Yes, it's your duty as a child to love your parents. No buts, if, or whens about it. We all should love our parents regardless. So, okay. All right. And of course, my dad passed away last year. And it feels like just yesterday that we lost him. Of course, it's been 1 year now, almost 1 year since we lost him. And during that time, I met my niece's fiance. He's a good guy. He's very cute too. She's got good taste too. So, and what else? And it was great. I saw her engagement picture. And I'm just so proud of both my nephews and my niece. My other nieces and nephews are by marriage only. And they're married and have a family. But I don't have any of those things. And I just hate it. I hate the fact that I don't have a husband or a family because none of the guys I saw are good enough. So I just thought, you know what? Oops. Okay. Oh, some of my. You know what? I'm going to have to go to the other side and then paint all the marks that are coming off this. So, okay. So I'll use the red since I have a lot of it and there's a big blotch there. And oh, I can't wait to watch my niece get married. Am I going to cry during the wedding? I don't know, really. I cried when my cousin got married. He's now got 2 teenagers. Oh, do I want to cry? I don't know. During the wedding, I did cry. So, and at that time, my nieces and nephews were little. Boy. You're thinking, oh my gosh, life is just passing us by. Once we know it, we'll be old and gray. My younger years, well, my age now is considered young, but yesterday was considered. Isn't that something? Now, middle age, 50s. 50 now is middle age. It wasn't yesterday where 40 was middle age. It's not anymore. 50 is. So, and what else is going down? What am I going to have for dinner tonight? I had a salad and a sandwich yesterday, and it was great. But guess what? I don't have a boiler. My boiler busted, so I had to use my brother's shower, which was unbelievable. So now I have to boil my dishes, and my hand starting to get raw. It's not like completely raw, but it's starting. So I hope I get it done next week, because the guy that's working on the boiler coming back next week. And yeah, and in the past I thought, you know what? I could have went with this other guy who really liked me, but he's not married either. And I'm wondering how it would have turned out. Okay. Now on YouTube, you're finding out all of these stuff. And you know what I learned, and we all learned? You got a huge secret. Do not go on the internet, because that's a wrong place to tell a secret, because then everybody's going to know about it. That's how all of Scientology's secret came right out. And of course, you know, L. Ron Hubbard did not think about the future when he actually was saying, reading the book is all the information, but then the truth came out on the internet, and books don't do it good anymore. Social media is. So yeah, I remember the first day my brother got married. Was it a beautiful wedding? Yeah, it was. Now, does he want me to talk about it? Probably not. Now, even though we had our issues in the past, I still love him. He's my brother, and I always will. And so great. Family's great. Because of him, I have a roof over my head. And I know some people are not lucky. Comparisons. For one example, Scientologists. Some of them do have their families and they go back to them. But other family members are just stuck in there, and it's unbelievable that they don't have them anymore. They should get them back. And of course, it looks like it's not going to last forever, because their numbers are going down. They're not going up like they're claiming it'll be. They're not expanding. Each and every building they build is sitting empty. And it's just the way it goes. Am I broiling in this thing? Yes, I am. But at the same time, I don't like what I'm wearing, so I have to wear this. No choice. So, okay, turn this back around. right. Whew. All right. And okay, we're going on to 40 minutes. All right. Where else should I put this blue? Right here. Oh, oh my gosh. Then as soon as I hop off, I'm going to put more clips on tonight's video that I'll be doing. And what else is going down? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Here we go. Here's another spot I'm gonna paint. Yeah, arts and crafts. Yeah, I love. Did I ever think of doing it during my younger years when I was growing up? No, I just thought it was twerpy. But you know what? It relaxes you. Your creativity comes right out. Okay. And it is just great. I love stained glass. I loved it ever since I was a kid. And I wanted to do it ever since. Am I making money off my art? No, not as much. Artists don't make as much money. So the only time an artist would actually get anything is if they're dead. Of course, during my death, I'm giving all my pieces to my nieces and nephews, and I put in a request to have an exhibit on my work. Okay. All right. Is Scientology going to destroy it? Yes. But you know what? I will put it on notice that to make sure there won't be any people destroying my work. Okay. And guess what? In the future, if all the films that are made now and in the future will ruin because the film is just going to deteriorate. So just like yesterday, now the Three Stooges footage is not as good as it used to be, and Shirley Temples. Now that everybody's passed on, those characters passed on, and their film is actually breaking down, and there is film preservation, but are they succeeding? Yeah, they are. So, okay. All right. What else is going on? Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'm not turning Christianity, trying to use Christianity as negativity, but they're not perfect. They make mistakes. But however, the Vatican has truth buried in there somewhere, and it came out onto the internet, and it's just totally bizarre. So type it in, look it up. But yeah, we're not perfect. We're gonna mess up, but and according to the internet, Christ has a daughter, supposedly, allegedly. We don't know. Has a daughter, allegedly. So, okay. Did they erase her? I don't. Was she there? Maybe, maybe not. I'm the type that always gives an open mind and let people say their piece. I hear them out and then make my own decisions. All right. All right. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Now, when am I going to get finished with this? I'm really not sure. So, let's see. Okay. I think I'll use blue next. And what am I going to have for dinner tonight? You know what? I'm definitely not sure. So, now, let's see. As you know, Jenna and Aaron are dating. We know that. They've been dating now for a year now. Who knows? But yeah, usually if I say something, it's usually old news. And I can't say anything about Emily Broker or what's that girl's in Park something, the rock band. You know what? It's unbelievable. And what else is going on? Okay. Do I feel like I'm talking to a wall? Sometimes I do, but I am getting views. I went to 23K. So it looks like nobody's watching it till later. I have nobody in my chat right now. So, all right. Okay. And the green. All right. What else should I say? Yeah, I've been painting and drawing for years, and I even once had an agent, a talent agent, representing me, but she actually found out that she didn't like it, and then I ended up without an agent, and then came here, had representation here for a while, but then I got dumped. long story there. Yeah, I got chewed up and spit out. So, does Tom Cruise do that? Yes, he does. And we all heard his rants. So that's the way it goes. Okay. Now, is everybody in Scientology watching this? That would be a possibility since they have nothing better to do all day. So there. All righty. Gonna stay here for about 6 more, maybe, 6 more minutes. Okay. Then I'm gonna redo. Oh, I already did green. Redo. Let's see. Forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, later on I am going to redo it. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but yeah. And this time I will have clips. All right. Hopefully it'll turn out fine. So I am getting hang out of using all the clips. Okay. All right. Gonna use blue. All right. Yeah. What else is going on? Okay. And okay. Now let's see here. All right. All righty. And okay. And of course, this is so stimulating. I love doing glass art, and it's the greatest thing ever. Okay. I'm going to say here, I'm going to get off right at 1 minute. So I can get everything prepared for tonight. And okay. All right. And of course, I lost about 10 pounds. So far, I only know how to lose the weight. I don't know how to keep it off. And yeah, carbs found me. And so I am trying so hard to find my balance. But I think I might have gotten a little lucky because I love my salads. So there we go. Use my green, the bottom one here. All right. And what else is going down? Alrighty. Okay. We're in 55, almost a minute. Oh. Alrighty. Now, what else is going down? Let's see. Yellow. Okay. Yellow right here. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Sorry about the dead air. And what else is going down? Okay. Put yellow right here. Okay. And let's see. And let's see what else. All right, we're almost there to 1 minute. All right. All right. It is so cool that I'm doing this. It started out as leaves, but it looks like I'm doing several different, the red, yellow, blue ended up being in my work instead of just green. All right. So, and you know what I think? I think Scientology's days are outnumbered. They're going to be gone by tomorrow. I think they'll be gone eventually. I don't think they're going to be around anymore because their numbers are gone. They're at, let's see, 4 left, and now Aaron is aiding them. Let's see, it was at 20, 19, 18, 17, 16,000. That's the number Natalie and Aaron said 20,000, but other media says that they're down to maybe 30 or 40,000. But since 4 of the Scientologists left, looks like it's down to 16,000. Mark Hadley had 10,000. Hopefully his numbers are right. Keep your fingers crossed and hope it's 10,000. Okay. Alrighty. All right, we're down to a minute. And, well, that should do it for today. So, I'm going to see you later. So hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you later on tonight.